Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I have another show to do tonight. You can see the few of you jumped on already. Muted. So Viejo jumped on first. Good to see you, Walter. Gene reloading from the hot pot. Rich B is out there. So there's just a few of you on at the moment. So we'll give it a couple of minutes. See who jumps on here. So really good to see you. Hi Vanessa. Vanessa Kitty's jumped on. And there's Brutal Bob. Good to see you, Bob. Thanks for joining us. So tonight I thought we'd just go and make some 300 blackout. I've been running some 223 on the 650 and I need to make up some 300 blackout. So I thought we'd do the quick. It's quite an easy changeover because I don't have to change the shell plate or nothing over. It's just changing all the tool head and everything over. So it'll just be a quick changeover. So we go through and do that. James Pollard has jumped on. Hi James, thanks for joining us. So like I said, we just do the quick changeover on the 650, get it from 223 to 300 blackout. And then we just make some dummy rounds up, set the powder up, do the measurements, set the depth of the bullet, and do the crimp and everything on that. And yeah, that's what we got planned for tonight. Shane 44 Mag has jumped on. Good to see you. Willie Morano's out there. Really good to see you guys. There's a few more jumping on here. So as you can see on the thing, it's hashtag Mac56 tonight. What have I got? I got the logo sticker. I have a little Glock sticker. Little Carry With Confidence Glock sticker. I've got the FN Gnome. This is the magnet one you can stick up on your gun safe or on your toolbox. We've got a little magnetic gun gnome from FN. Mossberg patch. These really nice colourful Mossberg patches. And of course, screwdrivers. Got the little pocket screwdrivers. So that's what I got in the giveaway tonight in a bit. So it's just hashtag Mac56. Dwayne 7834 has joined us. Good to see you. Elliot's out there. Ayat Patriot 1776. Good to see you, Elliot. And I think I'm back up to date again. We got 12 on. So some of you might have seen some streams the end of last week or over the weekend. So Friday, I actually had my citizenship, United States citizenship interview and test. And I got that all passed, got through my interview. And as of Friday, I'm now officially an American citizen. Finally got it. I've just got to go back on the 19th to the courthouse to do my swearing in ceremony. So looking forward to that as well. So yeah. Alaska and Andy has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. I can see Gene is driving and listening in the background. Good to have you on, Eugene. Yeah, so did that. Super, super delighted. It's been 17 and a half years from the time we started the ball rolling when I first hired an attorney to start the whole process to move over to the States. I came over initially on a business visa, which was back in 2007. We actually started the ball rolling, and it's taken 17 and a half years and just about $40,000 I spent out for me, my wife, and my daughter over the last 17 and a half years to do this right. And so it was a expensive process because going back then I had to keep renewing my visa because I was on an E2 business visa, so it only lasted for 3 years. We had to go back to the UK, go to the American embassy, do the whole process back there. So plus hiring an attorney to start off with, and doing all this and doing it the right way. So yeah, guys, 17.5 years and 40K. So, but at least I'm happy. I can hold my head up high, and I said I did it the right way. I paid my taxes all the way through, and we've done it. And my wife's got it now, my daughter's got it. We're all done, so we're good to go. So thanks, Rich B, for the congratulations. Appreciate that. Willie, thank you. James Pollard is out there. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. So yeah, so that was my good news from Friday, Saturday night, and last night we did a bit of celebrating. Especially last night, the neighbours invited us round next door to play some pool, have some food, meet up with everybody, and it was a late night and quite a few beers dropped. So a little bit rough this morning, but it was a good time. We had a good time celebrating. So pretty much celebrated the whole weekend. So we had fun. We've had fun. Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate that. I think I'm still up to date with everybody jumping on. So yeah, so now I can get my American passport and we're good to go. There's no more, hopefully no more expense. Yeah, Willie says 17.5 years and 40K. There's something wrong with the process. It's a tough process. And originally, when we moved over here, we didn't expect to get green cards and citizenship because on an E2 visa, business visa, they'll never give it out. But my daughter ended up marrying an American. She'd become a citizen first. And she sponsored me and my wife. And we managed to get it through her. Otherwise, we'd be still sitting, paying out every year to keep renewing that E2 visa. So super pleased. Everything worked out. Took a long time, but we're here. I've done it. I've done it right, and I'm super stoked about it. So thanks everyone for that. So like I said tonight, guys, we're gonna do some 300 blackout. We're gonna convert from 223 on the Dillon. Move the camera a bit. So it's there set up at the moment for when we were doing the 223. I made a load of 223 over the last week or so. Hopefully you can see that. So coming in first, what we're going to need to do, the shell plate and everything down here, I don't need to touch. 223, 300 blackout, you all know is the same cartridge. So just pop the pins on the top, pull the light out, take the safety bar off, and it's just a matter of just sliding that tool head out in one go. So I keep all my tool heads all up together. So it's a quick and easy change. And then I got the 300 blackout tool head, which I can just slide straight in. Drop pins back in. Put the light back in the center. And then just reinstall the safety bar. Push the lever forward, and you can press in the spring. You don't want to go too heavy with it, but you do need it adjusted so that spring comes in to make sure it pulls that bar all the way down. And if you remember, quite a while ago we made some 300 blackout, and this is the powder funnel that's supposed to go with 300 blackout, and it actually sits inside, and you can actually put a little bit of a flare on there as well. But I was having such inconsistency, it wasn't always going down, and sometimes this powder bar up here would only go halfway in or all the way in. So what I decided to do, I'm not using the 300 blackout, which sits like that. I tend to use the 223 powder funnel, which has got more of an end like that, and it sits over the top of the brass. And I'm getting it's a longer, it's double the size of this one. It's a longer, more traditional style of powder funnel, and it works out better for me to use the 223 rather than this 300 blackout funnel. So if any of you guys are using this style of powder funnel and you're having issues with this powder bar, it doesn't go all the way back in or halfway in, just use a 223 one. It saves a lot of problems. I had a lot of issues with it, and since that, then I haven't had any issues since starting using that. So Alaska and Andy is out there. Good to see you. I think I said hi to James Pollard. There you go, saying well deserved celebrations, Mark. I didn't know about the rest of you, but I'm proud to be able to call Mark a fellow citizen. Yeah, we're all done. My wife's done. My daughter's done. All the grandkids are all done. We're all good. I was the last one to get it, and we finally done, and super happy. Don't have to worry about any more paperwork. And the last bit of paperwork I got to do is just go in and change my social security number to say that it's I'm now a citizen. I got to do the same with my driving license to say I'm a citizen, and just go and apply for a passport. So yeah, we're just about done. So I think probably in the next 2 months, once I get my passport and everything back, I am done with all the immigration paperwork and everything, and happy to have it all behind me. Okay, so I bought a bunch of 300 blackout in a gun show. It was loaded, and the guy had no history on it. He was selling bags off really cheap. So I decided just to buy some. I brought them home. I pulled the bullets out, threw away the powder. So I had the cases which are already primed, and I got bullets to use, and I just threw away the powder because we had no history. I don't like, if I get anybody else's reloads, I tend to pull them and redo them myself. Unless I know the history and who's done them, I won't fire them. I don't even risk it. So these are just some cases that have been pulled. They're already primed. So we'll go through and we're going to make a couple of dummy rounds up. And we'll also go through then and get the powder charge and everything done on them. So I'm trying to read the comments as well, guys. So James Paula says, all my 300 ammo is cast 135 grain, and he's shooting at 2100 feet per second. Nice. Willie says, Macman, the best is always save for last. Yeah, you're right there. I see Shane then has put the hashtag Mac56 up there. So what I like to do is, this is set up. So the first station is my sizing and depriming die. So all I've done is I've pulled out the actual depriming part of it. Obviously, because these are primed, I don't want to lose the primers. So we're going to run them through. We're just going to size them anyway, just to make sure that everything's good with them. But I have tried them in a case gauge case, one of these EGW case gauges, and they're going in and they're perfect. You see, they're sitting in there perfect and popping out. But I'm still going to go run through, because it's easy enough just to throw them in the hopper, let them go around the system, and I know they're sized then and everything's good in them. So what I'll do is we can just drop this one first before I start loading it up. We can bring it into the first station. So we're going to go in and just double check the sizing. It's very light. If it is sizing it, it's sizing it very, very lightly. So that can come back out. Push on the primer to make sure the primer's set all the way in and you're happy with that. And then before putting the powder in and everything, what we're going to do is we're going to check to see that the height is set for the powder funnel and the piece of brass. So you just bring it up slowly, and you'll see this powder bar starting to go and engage. As it comes all the way through, I'm at the bottom of my stroke and the powder bar is flush. So we know we're perfect there. Everything's going to be fine. So I can drop that back out, bring it around to the next station, excuse me, and then round to the seating die. So what we're going to use, we're going to set it up and use Hodgkin's 110 is one of my favorite powders for 300 blackout. It's a really versatile powder. It does a lot. It does all my magnum loads and everything like that. So I got a bunch of this powder, but I really like it for 300 blackout. Oh well, one guy has joined us. Good to see you. Hi, Macman and everyone. Brutal Bob. I never fire anybody's ammunition through my firearms, even if I know the history. It's a good thing to do. If you don't, unless you know he's a really good loader and you really trust him, and you've been to his workshop and you've seen him loading, and you're quite happy to do it then. But anything you get, and especially when you see reloads in gun shows, just in little Ziploc bags, if they're cheap enough, they're worth buying, because you can pull them, reuse the case, the primer and the bullet, and just throw the powder away and do your own process from the start. Sometimes it can work out pretty cheap to do that as well. Excuse me. It works out pretty cheap to do that. And what we're going to load them up with tonight, I've got some of these 30 cal, 150 grain soft point interlock. Again, you can see these are quite, even though I opened this box tonight, they're dusty and grubby. They've probably been sitting around for a while, but they're going to do the job. I picked them up pretty reasonable, and it was part of the last job lot I bought with powder and everything. So these will work. These are not going to be subsonic rounds. These are just going to be normal plunking rounds. So when I take any of my friends out or my customers out, this is the bullet they can shoot rather than using my good stuff. So let me go and get a pair of adjustable wrench. Because this is a new projectile I'm using, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen off the seating die, get onto it, unwind it a little bit, and then we can start afresh and walk the bullet down. So there's no powder now in this one. This is just an empty case. So we're going to be making up the dummy round. Mark Thomas has joined us. Good to see you, Mark. Thanks for jumping on. So going by, I got the Lineman 50th edition book here, and I've also checked online. So for these 150 grain projectiles, it's given us an overall length of 2.075. 2.075. Let me just write that down. 0.75. I've written that down just to keep an eye on it. But what we'll do is we're going to walk the bullet down to see what length it comes to when we actually seat it on the little groove or the little canya. So first thing we can do is just drop it in, bring it slowly up into the seating die, and you can see there we're way off. So I've adjusted this back up. We're nowhere near the cannula, and we're at 2.374. So you can see we've got a long way to go. But all we're going to do is we're just going to turn it down, say half a turn, seat it again. Come down a little bit, turn it half a turn, seat it again. And it's slowly pushing that down. Doing it a bit at a time is the best way to do it. Now you can see we've come down. We're coming down close to that little groove. We can take the measurement. And now we're at 2.160. So still a little bit to go. So we can pop it back in, turn this down again. Coming down. To a measurement. 2.124. 2.124. So we're working our way down. You've gone 454's joined us. Good to see you. I think I can see I've been up to date with everybody else. So again, we just keep turning down. And now you can see we've just started coming down onto the little canyon groove there. So we're just at the bottom of it. I take a measurement now, and I'm at 2.105. So now I'm at 2.091. So I'm getting very close to where I want to be. So just take it a little bit more. Now I'm at 2.081. So just little bits at a time now. You can see we're probably 3/4 of the way up the canyon groove, and I am at 2.076. So we're just about there. So now I'm going to bring the case back up into the seating die, and we can just lock up the locking bolt. Just a little touch to lock the locking bolt up. Drop it back down. Just one more measure. Yeah, 2.076, and it's calling for 2.075. So it's close enough. That is almost exactly where I wanted to be. So the next station, the last station here, is the crimp station. And a lot of you seen that I don't tend to crimp a lot of my rifle rounds, but because these are going to be just like plinking rounds when we go out and I take people with me, it's not going to be me shooting them, it's going to be somebody else. I'm going to put a crimp on these just to be on the safe side. So I can bring it up into the crimping die, and I can feel there it hasn't engaged very much. It's crimped it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pull the pin out on the back so we can get onto the locking nut, hold the die, crack the nut off, and just a little turn, just nip it back up, just nice and tight. And then we can put this back in, bring it up. And it's just starting to put a little crimp on the top. Still a little bit light. I want to go just a touch more on that. Tighten it back up, and there we go. Now there's a little bit better crimp on there, not too heavy, and so here's your actual sizing block. So we can just drop it in. See, it's gone down totally flush. Perfect. Even with that crimp on it, hasn't gone too far. And there's a dummy round, guys. No powder in there. Almost, say, 3/4 of the way up canyon groove. So we crimped into that groove. It's done a nice job. And there's your completed dummy round. So what we're going to do is I always tend to do 2 when I'm doing my dummy rounds. When I'm doing the 1 to set everything up, and then we'll go in and drop another one down, cycle it through, just drop my pins back in. So the first station we're going to go into just going to resize it back to basically factory spec, but without the deprimer in there. Seat that primer, nice push on it to make sure it's seated. Bring it up, you can see that the bar is going all the way in perfect. Bring it round, get one of the projectiles, bring it slowly up into the seating die, nice slow seat on it. Take it round to the crimp it as it drops out, and then we can go in and do the measurement. If you can see there, we're at 2.076 where the other one was, and we just check it in the case gauge, and again, totally flush, it's fitting in there perfectly. Here's the other one. So you've got 2 of them in there. You can just see there, they're not protruding at all. They're totally flush with the rest of the tool. They don't both drop out in the hand. And there you go. 2 dummy rounds sorted out. Just get a drink and see if there's any other comments there. So don't forget, guys, hashtag Mac56 will get you in the draw tonight. See if anybody else has jumped on. Bamba Dad is out there. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Artak and Daughters out there. Good to see you. Let's go back a bit, make sure I haven't missed anybody. Mark Thomas is out there. Just going down the screen, just having a look. Bamba Dad is saying he watched Viejo's powder measure videos. I don't think I've seen them. I need to go in and check out. I'm a little bit behind. Most of the weekend, guys, I'll be honest with you, I spent drinking too much, partying too much after celebrating. So I need to get back in and watch some more. Viejo saying there are a couple more related videos in the queue. Looks like he's got some more videos coming out. Bamba Dad's asking Elliot, Patriot Nation, been missing your live streams. When are you streaming? So if he hasn't put a comment down later, he streams now on a Wednesday night, and it's 5:30, I believe, Arizona time. So we're looking at 8:30 Eastern. So I believe it's 8:30 Eastern, Bamba Dad, but hopefully Elliot will jump on and just clarify that. But he's on a Wednesday night, so that's the night you want to catch him. Okay, so now that I've done my dummy rounds, the next process would be powder, making sure we've got the right powder set in. So like I said earlier, we're going to be using H110. So all we need to do, get some of this H110 in the hopper. And then put your powder, always put your powder behind the press. So you know, if you walk away, you come back in 2 days' time and you've left powder in there, you know exactly where you are with it. Let's move this back just a little bit. So it's always a good idea to have your powder measure your powder jug behind whatever press you're using, whichever way you're loading, so you always know what's actually in there. So what we're going to do is get a primed piece of brass. Let me just clear that off the screen in a minute. Kai Lusk has joined us. Good to see you. And then obviously Bamba Dad is out there. We were talking to Bamba Dad. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to get a prime piece of brass. Hopefully you can see this. And I've got it on the scales. I need to bring it back in a bit closer. Sorry about the movement, guys. So you can see on the scales, hopefully you can see that we're at zeros. So we're totally at zero there. So we've zeroed that piece of brass with a primer in it. What we can do now is we can put it into the powder station, cycle it through. And empty it out. And you want to do this a couple of times just to make sure you got the powder through the system, which we've done. I'm going to drop that back on the scales. So we're still at zero. Bring that back up. So now we can like I said, all you want to do is you want to go in, just cycle around, empty it out, just so you're calibrating everything, making sure everything's good. Quick measure, you're still at zero. And then drop the powder, put the case back onto the scales, and you can see there we're at 7.40. So go in by, again, the data from the lineman book and data off the internet on 150 grain bullet. They're calling for suggested starting charge 14.5, maximum 16.2. So 14.5 to 16.2. So we're at 7.42. So we're quite a way away from it. So with a bolt on the back, we turn this downwards. So I can give that a good turn because I know we're way off with the powder. So once you've done that, you turn to probably a full turn and a half, because we've got to go a long way. Again, then we need to go in. So I keep forgetting to move this camera. So what I did was I did the bolt on the back. I did a full revolution and about a half, so we knew where we were. And then again, we just cycle it a couple of times to stabilize how much powder is coming out. So there's a couple there. I'm going to pop it back on the scales. We're at zero. Down we go. And now I'm at 9.40. 9.36, 9.3 out. So we've gone up just over 2 grains. So again, go back to the just-in bolt, give that a bit of a turn, empty out that case, cycle it through, empty that, empty that one, and now make sure I'm all at zeros. Okay, get back on there. And we've gone up another 2 grains. I'm at 11.22. So it's again, same as seating the dies. Just don't rush it, slow process. Just go up, walk it down. A little bit at a time. And once it's set up and everything's right, you're good to go with the load in. So it's a little bit of time on the setup and you get everything perfect. Measure the case, all at 0. Now we can go in and do a measurement on that one. And I'm at 12.78, 12.75, so still got a little bit to go. I'm going to keep turning a little bit. Tactical Rabbit 308 has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. I think that's, again, everybody. Like, if you don't think I've called you out, guys, just check a comment in and I'll pick it up. Okay, so again, just going in, cycling through, make sure we're at 0. So I've got to 14.32. So we're almost there. We're almost there. So they're calling for minimum of 14.5, maximum of 16.2. So again, I'm going to do just a little bit. Do your 2 checks. I'm all at 0. This is the third one. I'm going to the scales. And I'm at 15.1. So they're calling for 14.5 grains to 16.2. So I've gone a little bit over half a grain. I have shot these rounds with this powder, not these rounds, but other 150 grain bullets, and we're fine. We're well under where we need to be. I know that is enough to operate the gun. So if you look there, I'm at 15.6, flickering from 15.06 to 15.08. So what I like to do now is, now where we are, everything is set. So we can go back in, empty that powder out, measure the case. And what's nice with doing it like this, guys, what I do is, if you get your case and your primer together and you weigh it and 0 it, you're not trying to tip from the case back into one of the little pans and then weigh in the pan and doing it. It's all in one process. Obviously, every time you change your piece of brass, you've got to re-0 it onto the scales to get it to 0. But that's why I like to do it like this. It just saves time. So you can run it through a second time. Measurement. We're at 15.12. So it's stabilized 1216. So it leveled up a little bit, but we're going to go in and do one more time to make sure we're happy. With 0 on the scales. Let me just cycle this through. (15.12), 15.14. The air movement in here is moving it. So the first one was at 15.08 when we first set it up. When we went back in and did a second one, it came out to 15.2. And now this one is coming out at 15.2 as well. So I just write that down on my paper because that's the grains we got set up for this charge. So I can go in and log this on paperwork, log it on my computer so I exactly know everything about it. And there you go. So that's set up. I can dump the powder. Bring it back up here to start with. So the lid can go back on the powder thing now, because we're done. We know we're set up right until we need to change it again. So there's the brass. This is all the brass that I've got, which is all primed, cleaned, it's ready to be sized. So I can go in, drop it in the hopper. Let's switch the hopper on. And you should start seeing the brass coming down the tube. There you go. Just feeding it down through the tube. And once it fills the tube, the cutoff will come in. There you go. So the cutoff has come in, so the tube is full. You can bring that back down to there. Okay, let me just show everybody what we're giving away tonight before we do the last process. So tonight, guys, I got the logo sticker. I have this Carry with Confidence Glock sticker. I have the FN gnome. This is a magnetic one. Steel, yeah. All aluminum. So we've got the magnetic little gnome gnome. Then I've got the little Mossberg patch, nice colourful Mossberg patch, and the screwdriver with a little magnet on the top. So it's hashtag Mac56 to get in the draw, guys. And we'll get the draw done in a few minutes. If anybody else wants to jump in and jump onto the draw, we can do that. M. Gabriel is out there. If I said hi to you earlier, but thanks for jumping in and joining us. Just scroll back a bit. Mark Thomas is out there. Great comment from Mark there. Mark saying we learn so much from each other. What a great community. Yeah, it certainly is, Mark. We're always picking up little things from everybody. And I was watching your video earlier with I think you went shooting with I think it was with your son. You go airsoft shooting. That looks fun. I must admit, the weather wasn't the best, but I watched your video and I quite enjoyed it. It looks like that's really good fun. Rolis Cavelas is out there. Good to see you. Tommy Boy has joined us. And Tommy saying another nice comment. Besides leaving the powder container, I also put blue painter's tape on the measurer with the powder in it, with the charge and everything. So so this is what Tommy is saying. So up there on your tube, I know this doesn't say, you could write on here, you could go onto this and you could write H110 15.2 grains. And you just stick it on there, and then that'll give you a reminder what's in the powder container, what it's set to with the grains, and then with the jug behind, you know exactly where you are. That's a great comment, Tommy. Thank you. I've done it. I do it from time to time. Most of the time I forget to do it, but it is a good, especially for new reloaders. That's a great tip. I think I said hi to Tactical Rabbit. Good to see you. Lead Mining 44. That's a new name. I don't think I've seen you before, but thank you for joining us. Welcome in. We always like to see new guys coming on here, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you learn and you take something from it, and you enjoy the show. Really good to see you. Millsurp Duos out there, good to see you. Walter saying hi to Lead 9 in 44. Gizzard Gary's out there, Mark Thomas. Okay, so if any of you just want to jump in quickly, it's hashtag Mac56. There you are, it's running across the bottom there. So hashtag Mac56. That'll get you in the draw. And we're going to do that quickly, and then we just finish off on the press then once we've done the draw. Yukon, congratulations, it's just Mac, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad I could share it with some of the other streams. I think Georgia Shooting Connection actually did an announcement Friday night. We were still traveling back and everything, so I didn't have a chance to jump on the show. We had stuff to do, but they did the announcement first. And also Uncle Jim, he announced it on Saturday, so that was really good. I haven't watched Hillbilly Show. I missed Hillbilly Show on Saturday night. Again, I was too drunk, too much celebrating. So, but hopefully I can jump on Hillbilly Show next week. So, okay, guys, let's go in and do this draw quickly, and then we'll come back and do the finishing, setting up on this dillon. So, I'm going to go in and share the screen. Okay, I think we've got that up there. If you're all ready to go, I will get that spinning. So good luck, everybody. Let's get this spinning. And we have got Rich B. Rich B. He's been pretty lucky on my draws. Rich B is he's won a few of my little draws. So congratulations, Rich. That's great. I will get that stuff packed up and set out to you. That's great. Congratulations. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, like I said, I only did it on Friday, and really, a couple of people announced it for me, but it's just tonight. It's just been I had a chance to go in here tonight and let everybody know from my stream. I'm super happy, super stoked about it. So yeah, it's good times. Good times in the MacMan camp. Okay, so let's go and finish off doing this. So now we've got the tube is all full with the cases. The powder's full, charged. We set it. Everything's good. We have no primers because these are primed cases that we're running through, and it's just a matter now of just going in and then start cycling. So dropping the first one in, this down into the first station. We can size. Still push the handle forward as if you're seating a primer. Always do the same process with this press, whether there's primers in them or not. Just so it's always muscle memory and everything what you do it. So set the primer through to the next station where the first one is sizing, the second one is getting this powder. Again, set the primers if there's a primer in there, cycle it through. Piece of brass fell there. So just line that back up. There we go. And then it's just a simpler matter of dropping the projectile, seating it onto the last station where it's going to crimp, and we can seat this one straight through on the process. It sprung there with me. I don't know if you saw that this case just sprung out of the first one, and it threw some powder from the last two cases. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know which ones of those cases threw powder out, But to be on the safe side, because you don't want them undercharged, just go in, empty the powders out. Cases can go back in the hopper at the top. There is one other case in there that had powder in it, so that can go back in the hopper. And this is just a safety thing that you want to be doing, guys. If you see that you've flicked out some powder, just pull them and drop them and start again. Blow the powder away, and then put your pins back in, and then just start the process again. You can seat, and then the round has come out. Again, we can check in the case gauge. You can see it's perfect. Just drop it out, and it's done. And then just bring all everything around again. Fill up all the stations. Some of these cases are dropping in the wrong way, and you can see it just falls over. It's just a matter of dropping it back into the station. Following it round to a seat. Seat. And there you go. Job done. And that last piece that came out, again, we can check it. You can see there, totally flush in the gauge. And it should just drop straight out. And now with everything set, you've got the powder set, your cases are coming through, everything's good to go. And then you just go, and you want to go through and run your run of how many you want to make in there. Turn that around here. Okay, so almost an hour done, guys. It goes pretty quick, doesn't it? Let's just go back and check those comments. Yes, jumped on. Yeah, thanks everybody for your congratulations. I really appreciate it. Rich B says you can never have enough of those little pocket screwdrivers. Oh, they're always handy around you with the magnets on them. You can do so much with them. Mark Thomas says, sounds like a slot machine. Yeah, you're probably right. Brutal Bob Mac is going $10.99 on those screwdrivers. Yeah. Rich B says it's Monday night, but must be his lucky night. You were probably right there. You've had a few of the wins. And then Bamba Dad, Macman Reload, who makes that gauge you use? Okay, so these are made by EGW, Precision Parts, made in the USA. So I've got they make it in 300 blackout, and there's seven slots. And then I've also got one in, I got the same one in 308, much deeper, much bigger one. And then I've got one for 223 as well. There's no name on that one. It's just all on the top. Yeah, on the top. This is an earlier one when they didn't actually engrave it on the side. Look, they just put it on the top. EGW 223. And with the newer ones, they print them on the side of the block. So yeah, EGW make them. I think you can get them from most of the vendors or the suppliers. I think Midway USA sell them. Most You probably get them on Brownells and all these places. You're going to be able to find them. So yeah, it's a nice little gauge, and if you're processing a lot and you like to check everyone, you can drop 7 in at a go, tip them out, drop 7 in and tip them out, so you can get through them pretty quick. Tactical Rabbit Phillips screwdrivers. I tried to get some. They haven't started making them yet. They're still only making the flatheads. I've spoken to the guys that are printing these up for us, and I said, can you try and get it into production and make little Phillips ones as well? That would be great. I haven't heard back from them. I'm trying to get the little Phillips ones, but it's just the flatheads at the moment. And then Willie's saying they also make them for pistol rounds. Yeah, they make a big bunch of them. Like I said, I mainly just carry them for 223, 308 I use them on, and I also use them on the 300 blackout. Those are the main ones I tend to use them for. And then I use the little single ones from Ellie Wilson for most of my pistol stuff. And the precision stuff, I'll use the Ellie Wilson ones. So, any guys come on late, just to let you know, last Friday I got my citizenship. I did my exam. I did my interview. I passed it. They gave me the congratulations letter that I'm now an American citizen. So the next one will be going to the courthouse in downtown Phoenix on I think it's the 19th. I'll be going to the swearing in ceremony where we have to sing the national anthem and do the Pledge of Allegiance and watch some videos from our president. And yeah, it's about an hour, I think, ceremony. So looking forward to that. And that'll be the final step. And all the hard work has finally come to an end. And 17 and a half years to get it from start to finish. When I first decided I wanted to move to America, set up my Mac Tools business, got on the phone, spoke to an attorney over here that specializes in bringing Brits over, setting up businesses over here. So 17 and a half years, guys, and $40,000 to get where I am today. So, but I'm proud of it, super excited. I did it the right way. I didn't come across the border. I wasn't given anything for free. We've done it all the right way. I paid my taxes all the way through, done everything right the way we were supposed to do it. And I can hold my head up high and say, yeah, I'm a citizen now, and we've done it the right way. So super, super stoked about it. Willie Morano, now that you're a Yank, what's the best thing about being an American? It's just the lifestyle over here is way better than what we had in the UK. There's more money over here. There's more opportunity over here. My kids and my grandkids are doing so well. My grandkids are flying in school. They're doing such a good job in school. And yeah, it's just the prospects over here were way better. And of course, I got all this. I got my loading room. I got my guns. I can go shooting. I can go hunting. I'm here meeting with all you great guys. It's pretty awesome. It's I can't say enough good about it. I'm so proud to be able to have done it, and now I can live the life that we wanted to live, and we're loving it. Tactical Rabbit saying, remember to fly the flag on July the 4th. Yeah, we've already got a party booked. We're having a party out the front with the neighbours. We're going to put bunting up. We're putting flags up. We've got a barbecue going. We're going to have all the kids in the neighbourhood coming over. We're going to have fireworks in the night. We've already been to get fireworks. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Rollers. That's a nice little comment. I like that. Do you get to pick which president? I wish I could. I wish I could. It'd be great if we could do that and change things around a little bit. But no, it's just a video recording. I watched. My wife did it about a year ago or 9 months ago. She did her swearing in ceremony. So I watched that. Couldn't go, I had to work, so my daughter went with her, and but hopefully they can all come. They can come to me when I do it. What did Rich say here? Did you get one of those Smith & Wesson 44 mag lever action rifles? Thought you did. No, they've released the stainless steel looking one with the black plastic stocks. That they're already out there. I got my name on one of the wood ones. You know, the blue. They got that nice wood on them. I don't think they've released them yet, and but I have got my name on one of those in the local gun store. So hopefully once they come in, they'll give me a call and I can pick that up. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. As far as I know, who's put this one up? Bambadad. Will you be eligible to vote in the election? As far as I know, as soon as I come, the swearing-in ceremony is done. I believe, yes, I can actually put my name forward to be able to vote. Up until now, I haven't been able to. We've been here 17 and a half years, and on a green card and on the visas, you're not allowed to vote. So, yeah, hopefully now I can actually have my little say as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Mark says, this has the making of a great Let Freedom Ring video. Look forward to it. That's cool. Thank you so much, Mark. So we've just gone over the hour, guys. I just want to say a huge thanks to everybody for joining me tonight. Bit of a celebration for me. Like I said, I've been celebrating all week and we just kept it all going. Back to work tomorrow, so I won't be drinking tonight, but I've drunk plenty over the last few nights. So I'm glad you all could join me for this show and I could share my great news with you. And I really appreciate all the congratulations from you guys. You make it all worthwhile. So hopefully, all being well, I'll be back here next Monday. We'll see you again, see what we're going to do next week. And just a huge thanks to everyone. And congratulations to Rich B for pulling another prize. And just keep reading those celebrations and thanks. It's great. Really appreciate it. So thanks everyone for joining me. Don't forget Elliot Show, AR Patriot Nation 1776 Wednesday night. I think it's 8:30 Eastern. Georgia Shooting Connections Friday night, followed by Gizzard Gary. Christmas 7:40 Thursday night, and of course the Hillbilly Show on Saturday night. So yeah, there's plenty of shows to watch if you want to jump on and check them out. So some really good shows there. So huge thanks to everybody. Glad you could join, and we will catch you on the next. Good night, everyone. Be safe and have a great week.